using the DOS device files. So let me show you how to do that real quick. So it looks like I'm going to have to do this part manually using my command line kung fu's family. No, that's not what I want. Alright, so I'm denying myself full access to c:/temp, in which filetext.txt exists. Now, what should normally happen when you say, give me temp/ whatever, even if it exists, it will say file not found. So let's take a look at what happens when we do temp file.txt, which I just created. Still file not found. So we're not able to confirm the existence of any files in directories that we have access to. But remember how I said earlier that we can add /con to anything, and as long as it's a valid path, up to the point where we add a /con, it still refers to the console. Even if it's a path to a file, and even if we are restricted access to that file. But it has to be a valid path. So, let's try this. So let's use type and try to get the contents of the file. Temp/ whatever.txt /con. So it says system can't find the path specified because the path doesn't resolve up to that point. Let's not do that. So now let's try it with file.txt. So here we have access to the console, and that's because this file exists, even though it's restricted to us. So by adding a /con, we can verify that the file does exist, even if we have no access to the directory or the file itself. Pretty cool. So getting back to the slides. So now we got a demonstration. And let's see. So we're running Nginx. Version 7.63, obviously on Windows XP. We're running PHP 5.3.0 in CGI mode on port 9000, and we have Nginx configured to proxy all requests for PHP files to the fast CGI server. So we also have allow URLf open and allow URL include set to off, which means we should not be able to remotely include any files even from vulnerable scripts on this web server we have. We also have a simple PHP backdoor sitting in this folder for us, and it's also on a Sonder share. So I wrote up a couple custom web applications, which by themselves, in a black box test, would not be considered vulnerable. You're a very lucky guesser. So first we're going to confirm that we do have a vulnerable version, and we do. And then we need to confirm that it's a Windows system. So because we're running Nginx, and Nginx, old version of Nginx anyway, would allow for the use of 8.3 aliases, we want to confirm that we're running on Windows. So we request the 8.3 alias of this file, which is include tilde1.php, and it returns to us, which means we are running on a Windows system. So we can do some attacks now. So let's add a space, and Nginx goes, oh, well, this is not a PHP file, this is a PHP space file, which means I'm going to serve it without processing. So now we can see the source code. And we can see that we just take a get parameter called include file and include it. So we have a file inclusion vulnerability. Now, the way we normally exploit this is to provide some HTTP protocol URL and try to include some PHP script from a web server we control. Not going to happen. We have those security options enabled, so we can't even open any file remotely. The good thing is that also PHP considers UNC paths to be local, and so they're not really remote. So even if we can access a machine across the internet, we now have command execution. So RFI attacks that have been disabled by PHP security options, they're back! Woohoo! Or, oh, again, depending on who you are. So, that's not enough. We got code execution one way, but let's get another. So we have a file upload script, and the way we normally attack this is to upload a PHP script or some other thing that would be executed as code, but the server says, you're a bad person, why would you try to do that? So we go, okay, well, I'm sorry, let me look at the source here. So first of all, we see that we're checking for a PHP extension on the file that's just been uploaded. If it's got a PHP extension, we go, no, sorry, can't go any further, sorry, buddy. We also see this upload directory here. So let's first take a look and see what's in this upload directory. Now we have a very awkwardly named directory here, super secret upload directory. Probably not going to be able to guess it, and it's also forbidden to us until we use the 8.3 alias and break the regex comparison. So now we're in this directory, and we can see that this guy accidentally the whole thing. So we now know this guy's Seacrest, apparently. So now that we know what's going on here, and that we can launch certain attacks, let's upload a Pwnage file. Because we know that'll work. It's not a PHP extension anymore. So it's been uploaded. Let's check our upload directory again. And we see raffle.phpwnage has been uploaded. If we request it normally, we're going to get nothing, but if we use its 8.3 alias, it's a PHP file, and once again, we have remote code execution. So that does it for the demo. And apparently the slides. But that, I believe, is the last slide.
Is this presentation available?
It will be available on the Core Security website shortly. So any questions?
What other servers have you tested?
I've tested Nginx. I've tested a variety of dinky web servers like WebWeaver and Mongoose and a couple different things. There's an advisory with all the ones found vulnerable, and I think it also lists the other ones that were tested but not found vulnerable. In terms of the big guys, Oracle's web server is not, well, I mean, not many people really use that, but that's not vulnerable. The Sun's Java web server, not vulnerable. Apache Tomcat, not vulnerable. Light HTTPD, although not many people run that on Windows, that's also vulnerable. So, any other questions? Now, I did say that I was going to be releasing a tool with this presentation, but that also kind of got lost in the fray, and I apologize about that. However, shoot me off an email and I will get you a copy of this tool, and it's also going to be going up on the Core Security website with the slides. And it actually automates the process of brute force enumerating file names in a folder that you don't have access to. Just a little Python script that tries everything with maybe a certain prefix if you set it. So it tries all the possible 8.3 file names starting with a certain prefix in a certain directory using that /con technique to get around the file permission stuff. So, pretty cool.